Hey guys, welcome back. Today is a beautiful, beautiful spring day. Finally, it's a beautiful spring day. It's almost April. It's March. I think it's March 29th. Don't quote me on that because I have no idea. I know that it's not quite April yet, but it is the Easter weekend. So what's happening here today is because it's such a beautiful day, I thought I'd bring these bananas outside. As you remember, these are the ones that we quartered and propagated, the Ensete Bananas, and they are beautiful. They're doing wonderfully. I think, they're 18 inches, 20 inches tall. Can't quite be sure, but they're doing absolutely fantastic. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to take them out of the pot. I wanted to see if they're rooting at an individual level rather than just being a part of a big clump. I'd like to try to divide these today. I actually should have brought a knife with me, so pardon me while I go and grab a knife. I wasn't really prepared for this. Okay, so we're back, and I've got a knife. Needed this. So I pre-moistened some all-purpose soil. There's some perlite in there. There's some peat moss. There's whatever, just an all-purpose potting soil. Just mixing it around because, as you guys know, I have a bad habit of using really dry soil. But I've gotten wise, and I've started to pre-moisten it. So I'm just stirring it around, making sure the big clumps are all broken up. Set these things aside. Look how well they're doing. I don't know that you can see all of these, but they're all doing fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So this is the biggest one. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's roots growing out the bottom of the pot. I've got some 4-inch pots here. I'm going to just, well, I guess I don't need to set those out. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to take this whole group out of the pot. We're going to break it up and see how it looks. You able to see that on camera there? Let me just move this camera down a little bit. There we go. You got a little bit of a better view. Pay no attention to my hair. I woke up. It seems to be doing its own thing back there. Didn't really notice I was out at a garden center this morning, and after I got finished talking with people and whatnot, and I was in the car, I realized that yeah, it's got a mind of its own today. So pay no attention to the hair. Just teasing these roots, being careful. These some of these are really, really young plants, so I don't want to tear off any roots that might be new. Teasing in there with my fingers. If you had a bucket of water, you could plunge the root ball into a bucket of water and shake it around a little bit. That would surely take the soil off very easily with minimal issues. Root ball is a little smaller than I had anticipated. It still looks nice. Nice white roots. Ooh, some nice succulent roots down in here. Kind of smells like bananas when I shake it all up. Okay, so what I'm looking for is, when I see it, I'll let you know. What I'm looking for is on this root ball, I want to see that there's little roots coming from each plant. I want to make sure that if I cut these apart, that they're going to be able to sustain themselves. But what I know I could do at this point, I know that I'll find a natural divide in the plant. See how my fingers go right through that spot? There's a nice place, a nice division. I'm going to take that spot right there. I'm just going to take my trusty knife and I'm just going to cut right through there. Remember, there will be a corm that joins them all, so you want to cut through that. Come on. There we go. Okay, so with further inspection, see there's a nice healthy corm, and all of the plants seem to be growing off of that corm. So poses a little bit of an issue. You want to have a bit of the corm with each clump that you take. What I'm going to do, I was hoping to plant these up all individual, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. It looks like I'm going to have them in groups of, I don't know, 4 or 5. Just going to take another natural division. There was one that just fell off here, a baby. Where was it? Oh, right here. Looks like it got cut off. There's no roots. I thought I saw roots. Okay, I'm gonna chop this off. Ooh. Okay, so some of these won't survive. That's fine. We don't need all of them. See how I've cut that off. There's gonna be, I don't know, there's 5 or 6 pieces in there. But notice how there's that nice root section. That's what you need. You need to have those roots attached. So I'll make 2 or 3 like that. I'm gonna put them in 4-inch pots. This one I'm actually not gonna do any more dividing to. Can't find any. Let's throw caution to the wind. Right down there. So there we go. We got a nice big corm cutting there. This one here is kind of growing off on its own. This one might actually survive. It's got a nice root system. Excuse me, got the hiccups. It's got a nice long root system that's directly attached to this, so that might survive on its own. Let's pot this little baby up. Just gonna fill the pot with soil. I've got about an inch below the top of the pot. We're gonna just put those roots in there gently. Don't want to break that off. We're just gonna fill it up with soil. Tamp it down nice and firm. Not like concrete, but just dance your fingers over top. Okay, now we got another pot. This one I have less soil in because the size of this root ball is much bigger. So same thing, we're just going to fill up the pot here. Dance our fingers over the top. There we go. Another pot here. This one actually has That's huge. Need a bigger size pot for this one. Let's go with this one. Got a little soil in the bottom. I know that this size pot is a little too small for these bananas, so before you let me know that, I am aware. I just don't have the space to facilitate any larger pots at this moment. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave them in these pots for a few weeks, just watering them very regularly, and in a few weeks' time I will transplant them into maybe a 6-inch pot or a 1-gallon size pot, depending on what I'm going to do. Some of them are going to be going to friends, some of them are going to be going to some neighbors. I guess that would be the same as friends. I wouldn't be giving them to just any neighbor. I'm not just going to walk up and say, hey, do you want a banana plant? I might, maybe. Yeah, it's a simple little process. The only thing is you want to make sure that there's roots attached to the cutting. Without the roots, the plant will not survive. At this stage of the game, they don't have the big corm that has all the storage, all of the nutrients, the storage supply of food. So they need to be babied a little bit better. So anyway, these ones I'll have to find a slightly bigger pot. Oh, this one, I guess, it's fine. Pop it right in there. And there we have it. We've got a bunch of these bananas potted up. I'll let you know how they grow as time goes. But these should grow a lot better now that they're not going to be fighting over food and space. So anyway, give it a try. Have fun with it. Again, this banana doesn't sucker like most bananas. It doesn't create the pups, the offsets. But with this method of propagation, again, in the fall, I knew that it was going to die. This plant in my climate, zone 6B, does not tolerate the winter, so it was going to die anyway. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's just dig it out of the ground and cut it in 4s and see what happens. And I've been rewarded with, I don't know, too many plants, way too many plants. So anyway, enjoy, have fun, and happy growing.